My name is Christinesterben, and I'm a recent graduate of the Biotechnology program at SCF, which was an amazing program. I loved every minute of it, just dived right into it, and I got a job at a local laboratory before I graduated even. So I actually found out about it via the school website. They were advertising for the program, and I was curious, so I just looked into it and read about the course descriptions. The equipment really really enhance learning processes, to be able to have that real hands-on experience with these all this equipment, because in laboratories they do have a lot of these equipment, so when you go in they don't have to spend extra time training you. All the professors within the program are very knowledgeable in their fields, and they are willing to answer your questions in depth. I found that I learned a lot more by that, and they're willing to spend one-on-one time even if you have these questions to explain things further to you. I really enjoyed learning a lot of the molecular reactions that happen and the things that happen at the molecular level and how to manipulate them as you learn throughout the entire course. I have found that in my current position, after my instruction here at SCF, that I was a lot more prepared for a lot of things that the lab would throw at me, because sometimes you have your lab manager and they say, here, go do this task for me, and if you don't understand basic laboratory procedures, you're a step behind, and you really learn that in this program, how lab safety and laboratory procedures. I've always been interested in science, and I was more curious about what happens in the realm that people take advantage of. They don't really think about what's going on at the molecular level, and that's what I really was curious about, and so that's why I just dived right into it. The biotech courses really help to broaden your understanding of not only biology, but of just everything that goes on inside yourself and inside of life sciences. I definitely am going forward to be a geneticist. And these classes have definitely prepared me to make that pathway into going for my bachelor's and eventually grad school. I believe that women are very influential in science, and we just need to step up and say, hey, I've got the great ideas, and they've all got great ideas, so go for it. Don't sit down, don't be quiet, and just keep pushing through it.
My name is Megan McIlvain. I started SCF in 2010. I graduate May 2015. I'm in the biotech program. I graduate with my AA and my AS simultaneously in May. I took a required intro to biology course, and I had Professor Thomas as my teacher, and I loved the way he taught so much that I ended up taking another class with him, Fundamentals of Biology, and that kind of paved the way for biotech because he was teaching those other classes, so I got into it that way, but I ended up loving the field.
My name's Michael Grandolski. I started the program last year, and I should graduate by the end of the semester. I've always been interested in science. My family has a science background. My brother's a chemist, so it was always interesting. I actually transferred from USF to come here to try the program out. And like Megan said, Dr. Thomas is a really great professor. He's one of the best I've ever had. He's really good, and it's a really fun program. Well, it helps us a lot because this class is based on industry standards, so they use equipment that's used in the industry, and it prepares us a lot more for a job in the future's sake.
Well, the top-notch equipment they have here is very cutting edge. Everything is brand new, so it's stuff that you're going to experience out in the field. It's not old because, a lot of places buy older machinery because it's cheaper, and here they have all new machinery. They figure, if you can use the new machinery, figure out how to use that, using the old stuff will be like, easy. This over here is the CO2 chamber that is, actually I'm not 100% on that one because I'm in plant and animal right now, but I know that it keeps the CO2 levels steady for our cells in cell culture. This over here is a hood that keeps the airflow inside the hood, and it actually has its own circulation so that it avoids contamination when you're working with cells and different things like that. We have a large centrifuge and a microcentrifuge, which is used for purification of DNA and different things like that. We have PCR machines, 2 of them hooked together. We actually have an older PCR machine too, which we kind of use to train people on as well. And nano pure water machine over there. It's a lot nicer than the one I have at work. Well, using the different equipment in this lab, we have these things that we write up called SOPs, and the teacher makes us research it ourselves, write up our own, so that prepares us for working out in the field. Like, I've started working with Roscamp more, and the stuff that I learned there, it's nice to kind of tell them, oh yeah, I already know how to use this, so don't worry about training me, I can do this already. You know what I mean? It's nice to be able to tell them, like, yeah, I can do that, you don't need to train me, so it makes you more... Yeah, it makes you more more enticing to an employer if you already have the skills. So.
Well, the preparation that this course provides you with is, like Megan said, it prepares you for the workforce. And the one thing that this class does stress a lot, that you hear a lot, is this is going to be needed for the job force. You never hear that you're not going to need this. And the good thing is, for all the equipment that's stated here, they have all the procedure manuals. You could read them online if you need to. And they state all the steps, and we all learn the equipment so well that we learn to write our own procedures for future use. So when we get into the work business, if they say, do you know how to use a thermocycle, we could say, yeah, we've programmed them before, and we could use them for later use too. Oh, it's extremely important because, like we've stated so many times, in the working force, this is the exact equipment you're going to use. And Dr. Thomas is so qualified in teaching it that he prepares us for any problem that may arise using the equipment, and how to even fail safe if something goes wrong, how we could backtrack, and how we could look forward to creating it.
The instruction that I've received here at SCF has been above and beyond. They put in so many more hours than I think, that you would be the minimum requirement for. So they're here all the time looking out for us. It's great. Like, you don't ever feel like there's too many students for them to care about this one individual. No, they are there for you to make sure you learn what you need to know. They go out of their way to help you. Well, I actually have friends that go to USF and those kind of bigger schools, and they tell me, like, it's 1,000 or however many students to one teacher, so you never get that personal one-on-one time with a teacher. You're just a number, pretty much. But here at SCF, we have, I think 24 is the max in most classes, so there's never too many students for one teacher. They're able to handle whatever questions you have, or come, talk to you during class and specifically help you with your issue then.
Well, I'd encourage them a lot, seeing as a person who soon to be graduated, who went from USF to here. I would say, not to smite USF, but the one thing I've never heard at USF in any of the labs was, you need this for the workplace. I never heard that, but here that's the number one thing you hear, and it's amazing how much care they put into the class. Dr. Thomas tries to update it every single semester with new technologies that are being used and to prepare us for the future. And biotechnology is a very emerging field. Like, to put it more recently, the ZMAP cure that has been going around for the Ebola virus was created by biotechnology majors, and that's just one of the uses that could be for the future. This is a very good field to get into, very emerging market. The job market is incredible out here, and it's only going to get bigger. And I would say, if you're into science, give it a shot. I mean, biology is such a general field that there could be multiple versions of it, and biotechnology is the same way. That what you learned here, you could take into multiple fields, whether it's agricultural, whether it's manufacturing, and there's always going to be a job available.
Well, I think the best thing about this program is you get hands-on lab experience, whereas you don't get that in a university until you're in grad school. And even then, it's like, okay, you know what to do, you're on your own. But here, they actually help you form your SOPs, make sure every single person knows how to do the procedure and then test you on it at the end. So like if you just do all the writing and don't do the procedure, you're going to fail half the exam at the end of the semester. So, I mean, that hands-on lab experience is huge for me anyway.
Yes, the students are really enthusiastic. We have the largest number of students in our Intro to Biotechnology class that we've ever had. We have 38 students, which is a record. We've never had more than 14 before. Well, I think the equipment, most definitely. We have state-of-the-art equipment that is very much more advanced than what you would find in even most university teaching labs. They're more at the level of what you would find in a quality research lab. They also, the students experience things that they would not have a chance to experience anywhere else. They have a collection of experiences that combine several different subdisciplines from DNA manipulation, RNA manipulation, and cell culture, protein purification, just anything that would be useful within a myriad of different types of labs. They also become proficient in handling different types of biological containment levels. This is a biological containment level 2 lab, so the students are accustomed to, when they're done working here, working at a higher level of biological containment than what they would see in most any other teaching lab. But we basically give them the level of instruction that we would give at a graduate level. They're doing the things that Dr. Thomas and I never had an opportunity to do until we were at PhD levels. So this is a unique opportunity for students in their first and second year of college to be doing such advanced techniques. We also sort of nurture them. They're almost like our family. We know them all on a first-name basis, and we've tracked their careers, and when they have any sorts of trouble with the material, they're totally comfortable coming to us. And they'll just park themselves in our office and work on Excel spreadsheets until everybody understands. Absolutely, all of our students, 100% of them have gotten very nice jobs in the business. All of them have been offered positions by their internship companies, so that companies with which we partner have been highly impressed with their skills. One of them actually came to us drop-jawed and said, "Oh my gosh, they can already do aseptic technique." So the students are carrying their skills with them, and they have good muscle memory as well as intellectual memory. Their hands are good when they leave here. I would tell them that they'll get an experience that they can't get anywhere else at this level. If they want to experience these types of techniques, they would have to progress all the way through graduate school. So if they want to come out job ready with a 2-year degree, this is the only place they can go to do that. My heart is singing. This is great. And the students are all excited. They're all speaking animatedly about the program. Several of the students here are graduates of our program, and some are in the middle of it, and some have never seen it before. And our present students and our graduates are still as excited today as they were when they started the program. We've initiated a program with Yale University as our partner, in which we have our microbiology students cultivate soil samples in order to try to discover novel antibiotic-producing bacteria. So far, we have cultivated several antibiotic producers. Our students have presented at an international conference, and they will be presenting once again at an international conference in May in New Orleans. We have several samples that we are processing through Yale, and we are partnering also with Florida Southern University and University of Tampa at this point, and we'll be continuing this for approximately 4 years. It's probably the most exciting thing I've been involved in so far. I haven't worked with Yale University before, and it's a great partnership, and it's very reciprocal. Our students have an opportunity to go to Yale for a period of time over the summer to continue their investigations using equipment that we don't have. And then we Skype with the Yale University professors on a semi-regular basis so that our students get exposure to the educational sophistication that is available at Yale.
Yeah, I'm really pleased. This is the second year we've had an open house, and it's gotten bigger this year. And I like seeing that kind of progress, that kind of growth. And I think the word's finally getting out there. We're doing some really interesting stuff here, things that most community colleges just don't do. And it's just, come on down and we're going to show you some really fascinating stuff. When I was in the industry and I worked as a laboratory manager at a biotech company, it was critical we had the proper equipment for the proper jobs. It was business critical. And so I wanted to give our students here that same feeling of you must have the proper tools at the proper times to be successful when dollars are on the line. Sometimes teaching situations that could sacrifice, but because this is a workforce degree, I really made a strong effort and lobby, and the school really responded when we started this program to generate that kind of support. Some of the equipment we have is about manipulating biomolecules, making DNA, generating DNA, and that becomes something critical in a whole host of fields like forensics, quality assurance, quality control, clinical testing. And so the students get a chance to do some of those same experiments that you would do in the area, and we're using the equipment that is available at the different partners. We're also working with our industry partners to find out what their needs are, incorporating that in the program and trying to make sure we match what the local employers are asking for with what's going on in the classroom. Training people and getting them passionate about it, you need to make that one-on-one connection. You need to have that kind of environment where students feel like they're valued, feel like they're making a personal relationship with the professors. And so we try to do that. And that was what I saw was successful when I was in industry. You have to have personal connections. You got to have that personal network, and then people are going to want to go that extra mile for you. And so that's what we're trying to foster in them, and give them that experience of as well. Our partners have been critical. They've given us great input, and most importantly, they're providing internships to our students. And without that, we wouldn't have that capstone piece to the program. And some of the partners in the area are like Rapid Pathogen Systems. We have 2 graduates there. Our very first graduate from the program was hired by them. We just had another hire from them. Ross Camp is getting big. We have students interested in there. Enzymedica is a new big player in nutraceuticals, and they're in Venice or South County. They hired one of our people right out of our internship. So, they're providing opportunities, they're providing training, they're providing feedback in the program to make it better for the next generation of students. You'll be surprised at the fun you can have playing in the lab and learning. So, it's like if you're interested in this stuff, come by and see us. I'm happy to talk to anybody. And we're trying to reach out to the high schools. I'm going out to different high schools and talking about what I've done in the past and what I'm doing here. And we're also collaborating with the high schools by giving them materials our classes produce as part of their education. And the fact that they get some hands-on experience, the chance that they, it's not a class of 400 people and you're waiting in line to use a piece of equipment, but it's a class of 10 people and you have your own personal equipment to use. That's the opportunity that's here, and you're not going to get that at bigger schools. What I would love to see is some of our graduates starting their own companies and bring that entrepreneurial spirit, and then coming back to the area with their own creation. Go, I got my start at SCF, the Biotech program got me started, it made me successful, and now I'm going to bring back my company here and do this, bring on the next generation, the next level of that. I'd love to see that sort of thing. Might have a few years. We only got 5 people in the last couple years, the first 2 years of the program, but I know it's going to happen because the students in the program have that kind of spirit. Hi, we're here with Dr. Eric Warwick. He's one of the professors here at State College and definitely one of my main collaborators in helping me out with the biotech program. And I just want to ask you, you've been the progress. I mean, you're a microbiologist. Can you tell me about a little bit how microbiology and biotech kind of go hand in hand?
Sure. So there's varying aspects that biotechnology and microbiology overlay with one another. We have what's called the Microbiology Genome Project, where we try to look at how microbes interact with the human body. So there's a lot of overlay that we've seen with developing skill sets in the micro course that can be useful in the biotech program.
This last semester, you headed up the Small World Initiative. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so the Small World Initiative is a collaboration with Yale University that SCF has developed where we are looking at the development or isolation of antibiotic-producing bacteria. So with Dr. Thomas's help, we've been able to isolate bacteria from the soil and look for bacteria that have the ability to produce antibiotics to hopefully treat the growing concerns of antibiotic-resistant bacteria. So we have plans in the future where hopefully we'll be able to give you some compounds that we have isolated in our class that hopefully you guys will be able to do some cytotoxicity studies with and seeing what these effects of these antimicrobial compounds might have on a eukaryotic system to see if they actually have potentially any benefit for human use.
I got a guilty question for you. So you've had some biotech students in your micro class. How have they been doing?
They are the cream of the crop. They are honestly one of the best students that I have. They come to class prepared. They know how to take a lab notebook. It's just like second nature to them. They walk in the class, they know how to use the equipment. They actually help mentor the other students in the classroom. So one of the things that I really learned to do is I put a biotech student at every single table because a lot of people believe in what's called like peer learning. So sometimes they don't always listen to the instructor as quickly as they may listen to another student. So I depend on a lot of the biotech students to help train the other students because a lot of the biotech techniques that you guys have learned, we do use those techniques in the microbiology class. So when it comes down to time to teaching serial dilutions, the biotech students, they already know how to do this. When it's time to use a pipette, they already know how to use it. So I put them at a table and they help their group learn how to be able to use the equipment.
Great. Well, thanks a lot, Eric, and I appreciate all the help you've been with the program.
Yeah, thank you, Matt.